Imagine yourself a little thunderstorm, maybe a light crackling fire, a comfy couch, throw, and your favorite classic book. That's what this Manny by Me box is about, and we're going to talk about it. I love this design that they did. I think it's really cute. This is all book themed, so if you're a librarian, a book lover, this is the box for you. The first color in it is Nightingale. It's kind of a taupey pink color. It's very strange. It's like it almost has a little hint of gray in it, but it's taupe also with a little pink in it. It's a very different color, but I like it. It's swatched very nicely. It's self-leveled very well, and the stamping was surprisingly good. I'm not gonna lie, I did not have high hopes for this stamping wise, and once again Maniology proves me wrong, because I think this one's great. It does look a little tiny bit purple over the black, and I did smudge my swatch when I was painting my swatch out, sorry about that. But overall, I think this is really impressive. I thought it looked great over both colors, and for it to be such a light color in the bottle and look good over the white too, I was very impressed with it. There's a close-up view so you can see it up close just a little bit better than on the desk. I'm trying to do more of those for you guys. The next color is Sonnet. I really liked this one too. It's almost a cross between a pink and like a dusty rose. I might actually put it in a red category, but just barely. Like it's barely squeaking into my red zone. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This one's self-leveled very well as well. I was surprised because for a minute there I thought it was not, but it did end up leveling out very nicely, and the stamping on this one is just awesome too. It looks really great over both the black and the white, and I love it when polishes do that. It always makes me super happy. So we are going to look at a swatch here of that stamp. And I want y'all to pay attention. Sometimes you have some little extra scragglies that kind of hang over the edge of the nail. You can either just tap those down or just wipe them off. They'll break and come right off. But look at that. I thought it was very pretty. I will say I don't feel like either one of these colors are what I would have put in a March box. It has a very Valentine's Day feel to me, so I'm a little thrown off by the color choices with this, unless it was just because it's supposed to be romantic, because there's a lot of classic novels here like Anne of Green Gables, Wuthering Heights. That looks like Harry Potter to me. We have Moby Dick and Alice in Wonderland. But this plate, this is my plate. This is my music geek. Les Mis, I don't care if it was a book, it's a musical. Les Mis, Phantom, it's a musical. Wizard of Oz, best movie ever with Judy Garland. I watched it every fall, every September, and I had to do everything in my power not to do that right now, because to me it just feels like a fall thing. Now the bonus item was nail foils and some nail foil glue, which normally I would be like, ooh, yay, something great to try, but it really irked me because I just bought nail foil glue and this came out like 2 days later. So now I have 2 bottles of nail foil glue. Now, nail foils do have a sticky side and a matte side to them. You want to make sure when you're working with them, you put the matte on the back. And what I do is I kind of cut out little squares and put the matte down and rub it in. We're following the directions here. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not a nail pro like with this kind of stuff. I'm not a nail pro at all, but I'm definitely not great with foils. They are one of 2 of what I call my arch enemies in the nail art world. Nail foils and dotacures, because on a dotacure I just can't stop and I overdo it every time. It's like the sensor in your brain that goes, you should maybe stop. It goes, now dots, more dots. So no. And I'm kind of like that with nail foils too. I can never get them to lay down right, especially on a tip, but I am following the directions. We're going to see what happens. It does end up getting crinkled on me like almost immediately. And I think that's because tips, I genuinely feel like nail foils are easier to do on natural nails. I really do. But the glue takes longer to dry, I feel like. I don't know if it's because your hands are warm or what. So this is me just kind of trying to curve it around the nail and trying to get those wrinkles out, and it just did not happen. Now you can kind of tell if you look towards the back that it was starting to lift up on its own. That's how you know it's secure on there and pretty dry. But it still missed spots because of the crinkles. So what I decided to do instead was try half the nail. Didn't work. Like it just, honestly, I was watching TV while I was filming and I might have let the nail glue get a little dry, so it wasn't the fault of the company. I did have to kind of fiddle-faddle with it a little bit and mess around to get it to work, but I did get it to work. And one very important thing to note is you do need to use a water-based top coat on these. So I am going to put a water-based top coat on. And my lid was stuck shut so bad I had to get pliers to get it open. So if you have not done this on your polish bottles, you can always run acetone around the rim, clean them up. That is what keeps them long lasting. I have polishes in there right now that are perfectly good that are 8 years old. They don't even need to be shaken hardly. Like, if you take good care of your polishes, they will last a long time. Now on to the nail art. This is a second edition copy of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I googled it, I found it, it's for sale for about $400 if you want it. But I loved the cover and thought that would be such a fun design. I knew a bunch of people were going to do the Pride and Prejudice stuff, and I have nothing against it. I love Pride and Prejudice. You don't even want to know how many times I've watched the movies. It's a little ridiculous, but I'm not exaggerating if I say 100. It's at least 100 times. The one with Keira Knightley in it. That's the best one in my opinion. I love it. I'm obsessed. I've read the book like 4 times. I love Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. Those are some of my favorites. But I didn't want to do what I thought everybody else would do. And so far I haven't seen any Sherlock nails, so that is what we're going to do here. Now, my one regret out of these, do they look like the book cover? Yes. Do I love them? No, I don't love it. It's not my favorite manicure. And I think part of it was that the polish that's the base coat, Sinful Colors. And I love Sinful Colors polish, but this was a line in Sinful Colors that had a sneaker-like texture to it. And I almost feel like it was a little too grippy on the polish, and I wasn't getting as much of a ombre as I wanted to kind of naturally get in there. And trust me, it gets better. Don't click off. It does get better at the end. This is one of those trust the process because it looks like crap until it's done. And I don't think it looks like crap, but I think something's missing and I just couldn't put my finger on it. Speaking of putting your finger on things, that was an unintentional segue. Sherlock Holmes was actually one of the inspirations for real fingerprinting. So I put my fingerprint on a nail because I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of modern forensic science actually came because of these books. And so I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm from 5 generations of police officers. I have 3 straight up police officers, 2 constables before that, several detectives. Like, we were a cop family and are a cop family. So to find out that a book really had that much influence on the real world and even up to modern day technologies for crime solving, it just baffles me. It's amazing. And I really don't think we give people a lot of credit for back then how intelligent they were. Maybe it's because they did so many stupid things politically and socially, like genocide, but that's a whole other topic. The science that came out of this era was fantastic. Now, I am going to grab this clear jelly stamper plate. If you've been here for a while, you know I love these letter plates. They give you so much versatility. I have a Chicago manicure that I did with these, where it looks like the Chicago theater lights. This one has kind of more of a scrolly pattern. It's a new one. It just came out. It's called Swirls, I believe. I love this one too because it's, this fancy flowing writing. It'd be great for Mother's Day or anything like that. And it has the designs that kind of curve around it. But look, we've always had the card that came in it. Now they gave us a clear one too. So you can hold the clear one over your nail and make sure which size letter will fit, or will the whole design fit. Super. I don't want to use the word innovative, but I want to say innovative idea. Why has no other stamping company done that? I love it. So smart. And I bet you it costs next to nothing on the price to put it on there. So I love it. And so I'm using that plate to make the big M. If you know about the Sherlock story and the Sherlock history and the lore, M is for Moriarty. That's how he always signed his name. He never signed a Moriarty, just M, because he was kind of his arch nemesis. And another little Sherlock tidbit here. They lived in an apartment at 221B Baker Street in London. So I'm doing that on my what would be a thumbnail. And as you can see, I'm no longer Team Ugly Sister. All of my nails broke. Like literally 7 out of 10. So I had a temper tantrum and I cut them all off. They're growing out a little bit. And so at the end of the video, I am going to show you just a little quick thing I did because I just need to keep polish on them right now, and I don't want to have to use my natural nails and dip them in acetone. I damaged them a little bit playing around with acrylic. It was my fault, but I have to let them heal and grow out. So make sure you check it out at the end of the video. Here's the full thing. We've got the profile, we have Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, we have thumbprints and 221B, Baker Street, like all over it, and it matches that book cover. I hated them yesterday, and the more I look at them, the more I like them. This is the look that I did today, just for my nails. So if you want to check that out, you can go over to TikTok. I show you how I do it and what products I use. I really want to know what you think about this box and this Sherlock Mani. Let me know below. Leave me a comment, please. It's been a while since we've chatted. I miss you guys. Talk to me. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.